Hey, I'm Alex, back from the Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
And this is our Pax Unplugged 2024 haul video. As usual, we do this after conventions, showing you the various things we came back with, the things we're excited about. Usually a lot of games from my side, a bunch of games and some other paraphernalia on your side. We'll be diving into it and telling you why we got these, what it was we were excited about, what you can expect to see, all of that. Usual disclaimer that this is not something you should expect to, expect. Unless you're going to a convention with a very large budget, or if you're a content creator, you probably aren't walking back with like 30 or so games. And I think it is like 30 or so. This is not like the 60 or so that were at Gen Con. Pax Unplugged is a lighter show, but nonetheless, because we're covering these as content, we do get to come back with a lot more. This is a mix of paid and, meaning this is a mix of things we paid for ourselves and things we got for content. I think probably around 75 to 80% of it is for content, and then a few games here and there we bought just because we wanted them, and that sometimes you just want a game and you buy a game. I know, she was right here a second ago, but just as we wrapped up filming, and as I started to put away all the games, I realized I forgot to show you something that I definitely wanted to show you from the PAX haul, and, surprisingly enough, for me, it's not actually a board game. This is an all-play bag, but it's a new all-play bag. You see, I've talked about the all-play bags before. They have generally been my go-to bag, well, forever. I think I've shown one or two other bags on the channel, and they can be good, but the all-play to me has always been the go-to, both in terms of the combination of price, the quality, the general, just all-around awesomeness of these bags. In which case you're like, well, you've talked about them, why now? You see, at PAX Unplugged, I got this one, which is the luggage all-play bag. This one has little wheelies over here, which you can go ahead and wheel your games around. It's got that little, package carry-on thing, so you can do what you need to do there, which means you can also wheel around, if I can pull this out further, you can also wheel it around, putting other things on top over here, and this bag was truly a lifesaver at this convention. It's small enough to fit on your back as a backpack, which I did wear half the time, although warning about that, if you do wear one of these bags in your backpack in a convention setting, you do need to work on not backing up or turning around the way you might otherwise be used to. I'm not saying that because I did it wrong. I'm saying that just in case you need to know. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. But this over here, this all-play bag, again, genuinely, I think I got it day one, if not mistaken, maybe day two, and it made everything significantly easier to just manage, to transport, to have around with you. The fact that you can have it, again, you can have it as a regular all-play bag, carrying it as you need, putting on your backpack, the way you usually would with any all-play bag. But then when you're done with all that, and it's time to go ahead and head back to your hotel, your Airbnb, down the street for restaurant, dinner, whatever it is you're doing, wherever it is you're going, you can go ahead and just wheel it from point A to point B, significantly easier. I'm gonna sneak. Well, that was there. Anyways, you can wheel it from point A to point B significantly easier than you can the traditional all-play bags. Now, make no mistake, I think the traditional all-play bags are still very worthwhile to get. I think they are lighter. They don't set off the metal detectors like this one does. This sets off all the metal detectors at PAX, which is unfortunate. And of course, they're cheaper as well. So the regular all-play bags are excellent bags. But if you do want those opportunities where you need to roll around a bunch of board games and not want to carry them on your back the entire time, this particular version of the all-play bag, my first time using it, and it kind of went from never having tried it directly to getting a full rundown on it throughout the PAX Unplugged convention. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and hop back to the previous video, and I'll see you in a sec. Anyways, with that, we're going to go ahead and start off. I'm going to start with these four boxes over here because they're kind of taking up my room on this table, so I'm just going to start with these off the bat. This is all the same game, a game called Malediciton. This is a game we're actually going to be covering on the channel. They were demoing this at PAX Unplugged for the first time. This is kind of coming to you from Loot Studio, I believe it's called. But Loot Studio, or is it Loot Tavern? Or Loot Studio?
This is making me
something.
nervous.
Does it say on the back? Maledictions, Loot Studios, I was correct the first time. This is coming to you from Loot Studios, and the goal of this is a skirmish miniatures game where you can either use standees that will come with the game, or you can print your own miniatures. They're basically kind of trying to build that 3D print your own game community for people who have 3D printers, and again, standees are still an option if you don't want that. Alternatively, they'll be giving you miniatures. I believe they're going to give you STLs that you can print yourself. So you can expect to see more content on the channel from this, but because we're covering it for them, while we were there, they gave us a big box of all four of the core sets. And that's my first thing, Meg, which means it's your turn.
Well, my first thing is just this giant green fuzzy dice. But it's not really an actual thing to show you, so we have this, but...
I mean, it is an actual thing.
It is an actual...
It's not fictional.
Yes.
This is not a Board Game Co. augmented reality.
Okay. Okay, first thing first is James, friend of the channel. This is a Dispel Dice grab bag that they were doing, where I don't know exactly everything, but I believe it was like 2 sets plus a third thing could be a set or a special die or things like that.
Okay, maybe no more. I was gonna say, I think there's 3, I think my recollection was there was like 3 sets for the price of 2, but more of a random set.
Yeah, I believe it was definitely 2 sets, and one was supposed to be like a special type and one could be anything. And then the third thing is it could be like it could be a third thing.
It's a third thing.
So either way, he did that, and there was a set of dice that he gave to me. So this is a Dispel set. This is Reflections. And they're just really pretty. I believe we have the top down today. Let's see, I'm going to stand up for this, you guys. I'm not sure if you're able to see the detail, but they're just like really cool and pretty. Yeah. So, a lot of the things that I'm gonna show are gonna be things.
Well, you have a bunch of games too.
And part of that,
I just only have games.
Part of that is that I just have a lot of other things, but also some games we both got, so I'm just, letting Alex take all the games because he only has games, so we need to let him have enough things, correct?
It's a sad life. I only have games.
There you go.
Anyways, speaking of games, we have Wonky, the unstable party game. That was
intentional. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh. You got me. I believed it.
It's Wonky, the unstable party game. I give it a little shove as I stood up.
I really believed it.
This is coming to you from the op, and it's a cute little party game of grabbing cubes that are weird. They're weird cubes, and then you're trying to make them not fall. I assume there's more to it than literally just that. Like, it's play a card, place a cube, have the tower not fall, because the cubes are all weird shapes. This is going to be kind of reminiscent to games like Junk Art, if you ever played that, but specifically with cubes. It looks fun, looks accessible, kind of a game that I assume it will not be a keeper. I find most party games are usually like, I try, I enjoy, but then every once in a while, someone comes along, and they really, really wow me, and we'll see which ones this is.
I am so bad at dexterity games.
Oh.
Anti-dexterity games.
But that's
they're difficult.
Wonky. It's Wonky.
Okay. Now we have Tapple After Dark. So
I have
this
a story about this.
A different version of regular Tapple. So this was also at the op party. And it's just a game where I think I can let Alex explain it because he has a story about it. So how do you play this, Alex?
The basic premise of Tapple is one of those games that it's more of a mass market game, but the mass market doesn't mean it's not fun. If you haven't had a chance to play Tapple, you should. It's one of the better party games out there. But the basic idea is you have a little ring and you have all these letters, and then you pick a category. Maybe the category is, let's go with a category of
board games.
It's gonna be so long. We have to do a shorter one.
After Dark?
We have to do a shorter one. No, I'm not doing After Dark in the channel. Fruits.
Yeah.
What kind of fruits? Fruits. Okay, let's do fruits. Okay, so we got fruits over here. So,
should I open
fruits.
it?
Go. No, just go ahead. Just hit the little button. Do a fruit.
Okay, grapes.
Grapes. She hits the G is gone. From there, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say, I have the timer. The timer's ticking now. I'm gonna say bananas. B's gone. Go ahead.
Strawberries.
S is gone. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna say pear. P is gone. Okay, good.
Apples.
Apples are gone. A. I'm gonna say squash is not a fruit. Pear, grapes, fruit. Grapes. We did grapes already. We did pear. We did apple, and I could probably come up with something. But this one we're gonna go boom.
Tomato.
Fruit. Tomato. That's a fruit. It's a fruit. I forgot about that debate. Anyways, when the time runs out, boom, you're out. The problem is you can only use each letter once. Once the letters are tapped, it's out of play.
You're like pressing them down into the thing.
It. And then from there, eventually someone's going to not be able to come up with a thing in the category with the remaining letters. We played the After Dark version, so we kind of the category we used was drugs, and I was losing badly until I realized no one said it had to be specific kinds of drugs. So instead, I just started doing things like Tylenol and ibuprofen, and I actually won Tapple After Dark on drugs, because, well, that sounds worse than I mean it. I won Tapple After Dark on drugs.
I'm gonna let you say it.
Yeah.
Own it.
Let's not clip that. Anyways, that's Tapple After Dark. I am proud. I'm proud that I won. For me, over on my side, let's go ahead and grab a smaller thing over here. Let's grab Alibis. I know nothing about this game.
All Play.
You're like, why are you excited about it then? Well, because it looks cool, and it's from All Play, and they do great small box games. This thing is packed. It is a chonky little box. This is an upcoming game. There's no back for a reason. The prototype or pre-production copy. This will be an upcoming crowdfunding campaign. They actually had this
for mystery,
as well as Twinkle Twinkle, which we did not come back with Twinkle Twinkle, but we will be getting a copy of that. Check out that from Eamon Anderson and Ammon Anderson. I do that all the time. And Alibis, which I don't know enough about, but it's a 2 to 6 player game about Alibis. But I'm excited because because All Play, and we'll see more about it when we have a chance.
Time for a 2-player game by Mr. Manny Tremblay. We have Neon Rain. I believe this is your copy of Neon Rain, Alex, because I got one a little bit earlier before PAX. But this is a 2-player button mashing game where you are like simulating fighting each other in an arcade.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now you can play it, Alex.
This is... Did you grab this off the counter? Because I had this set up because I was just about to dive into a solo. Not setup. I was prepping to go into a solo because I played this 2-player. You may have played the solo. I think I did not play the solo yet.
It was pretty challenging.
But it's basically a little button masher. Button masher is a card game. It's not necessarily real time per se. It's just throwing down buttons against either solo or actual opponents. Over on my end, I'll grab another one. Let's grab one that I'm excited about on behalf of my daughter over here. I already showed her this, but I did not let her open it until I did this unboxing over here. This
I'm very curious about this as well.
This is Lorcana. So Lorcana, I've talked about in a few videos. My daughter has recently become obsessed with Lorcana. We had Lorcana in our house for a while, but like she just didn't really start tabling it. And then for whatever reason, remember the reason, I got the Lorcana How to Play, the Lorcana Gateway. There's a Lorcana Gateway box.
At Gen Con.
And so I was introducing her to that to be able to cover that, which you can check out the
Check
video
out the Gen Con haul video if you're enjoying this.
Or I did a full video on the Lorcana Gateway as
Also
well.
that.
But in any case, with this game over here, she just recently got into Lorcana, and Ravensburger had all this Lorcana at PAX Unplugged. And I was like, I don't want to buy all the expensive Lorcana. I'll buy stuff on secondhand on eBay and all that stuff, and then fill in the spots in the deck. But they did have this, which is a cooperative version of Lorcana. So it's going to come with a bunch of stuff. It's going to come with, like, cool cards, foil, shiny stuff. I believe it may even come with some packs, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not seeing it. Maybe not. They might not be packs over here.
I wonder if some of those tokens are also nicer and not cardboard, because in the Pokemon sets, a lot of those are like plastic and nice.
Yeah, but it looks cool, and the main point is this is cooperative. You can play it solo or cooperative for Lorcana, which is great because I enjoy playing cooperative games, and as much as my daughter enjoys beating me, and as much as I enjoy beating her, sometimes you just want to go ahead and gang up against the evil Ursula. So I hope they come out with more packs like this. I am very excited about it. That's Lorcana.
I'm really interested to hear how the cooperative aspect goes. I'm very, very curious.
Okay.
Alright, I have a game I've already played a couple times. I really enjoy it, Azul Duel. So this is going to be coming out by Asmodee early next year, and it's taking classic Azul, making a dual version. There are completely different rules-ish, with a lot of some of the same vein of regular Azul, but yeah, it's a 2-player head-to-head.
Yeah, we'll have more information about it later, because there'll be more information about it later. But for right now, that's Azul Duel. Then, over here, we have one over here that I grabbed called Combo. Combo is from the creators of Trio, which that's already a complicated thing, because Trio is a game that was Nana, then it became Trio. Happy Camper is the publisher of this. Fun fact, the person who runs Happy Camper is actually the person responsible for games like Sushi Co. and all that from GameRight. So he ran all that, then he started his own company, Happy Camper. Yeah, the guy with the big giant Trio jacket.
Yeah,
he's responsible for Sushi Go. I don't know if he's the designer. He's just, I know, because Phil Harding was the designer. He's responsible for bringing those games to life. He created his own company called Happy Camper. They have a Trio already. This is Combo was their new one, and I believe they have more planned as well. But the basic idea of Combo is it's kind of cooperative but not, and no, it's not semi-co-op, but what you're doing in this game is you're basically trying to create kind of poker hands, but whatever it is, like you may run or straight or flush, you're trying to create poker hands. They have their own little fun names for them, but the tricky part is you're doing it cooperatively, and whoever's cards contributed to the poker hand scores points. So it results in these fun little things where like maybe together we're working towards a straight, but then Meg jumps in, plays a card, and manages to pivot the table towards a royal flush, and I get left high and dry, not being able to actually join. So this weird little ebb and flow of trying to figure out how you can get your points, how you can make sure that right people do or don't get points. It's the kind of game you will lose friendships over, but you might make friends too, so it's a net neutral when you think about it. That's going to be Combo.
Before I go on to my next thing, speaking of Combo and trick-taking, can we have a moment of silence for something I was not able to get despite trying to get in line early enough? Lord of the Rings trick-taking game.
Yeah.
Did not get that. Just saying, despite my best efforts.
No, really, it's genuinely
There was a promo and everything, but it's okay. I Love Cats Duel by Frank West. So this is a game where, honestly, I don't know a ton about it. I think that you've run a bit more of the rules.
I'm halfway through the rules.
Taking classic Isle of Cats and also making a dual version.
Yeah.
Which, this year, I feel like so many something duels have come out.
Isle of Cats Duel, Azul Duel, Aquatica Duel.
I'm so excited for this
more
one,
duels.
though. Aquatica Duel?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that...
This is not, by the way, at PAX Unplugged, just for the record. This was not actually at PAX Unplugged, to the best of my knowledge. I got this right before PAX Unplugged, and I brought it as a game that I would play while at PAX Unplugged, and I didn't. I got halfway through the rules.
No, it was halfway learned.
Halfway
and then left.
But yeah, because there are other games. There were things like Azul Duel that was like, all hot and right there on the table and everything. Anyways, moving on over here, we got another one that technically wasn't at PAX Unplugged. Well, technically we didn't get at PAX Unplugged, but it did show up while I was at PAX Unplugged. And this is Clank Legacy. Well, this is the extra box. This is Clank Legacy over here. I backed this during the crowdfunding campaign. The stuff showed up while, I think, like, literally on the way home, maybe, I think, or the last day, whatever it was. Very close to the end of the packs. Clank Legacy 2 Acquisition Incorporated showed up. Darkest Magic, which means we'll get to go ahead and dive back into the world of Clank Legacy, which I believe you're a fan of.
Yes, I am a huge fan of the first Clank Legacy, and also I was able to playtest this a little early, so I know a little bit about what to expect, so I think I may try to unbox this as well later. Should I push this closer to the camera?
Just pass it to me, I'll put it off. No.
Okay.
We've done this before, and we've lost before.
I feel like it could work, but...
You felt that the last time, and it didn't.
Okay. Moonrollers by Ivy Studios is a game that I have also played, but I played in prototype form, prototype form.
Actually, speaking of which, we actually
bought
it. We bought our prototype after coverage to PAX Unplugged, and we were playing it. We had a giant Airbnb with like 7 or 8 people, actually more than like 12 people.
This was last year.
And we were playing Moonrollers, and they were all enjoying it while they were demoing the game. That was last year.
So now I have a final production copy, so I'm just excited to play it again, but it is classic old Moonrollers. I don't have it in front of me, but I was also able to get the metal bits for it, so there are now final metal bits too.
Cool. Moonrollers. Over here we have another one. This is another one that showed up while I was at PAX Unplugged, but also I saw people carrying this at PAX Unplugged. I don't know if Osprey was there, maybe just people were selling it, but I saw people carrying this, so I decided to count this. This is a Battalion, a 2 to 4 player war game. Well, not war game. It's a abstracted war game. A 2 to 4 player game from Osprey, in which you can be assembling your armies. Very card driven. Don't know a lot about it. This is another one I actually have the rules out right now. I'll be trying to learn it, but it's supposed to be playable in 20 to 45 minutes, which already has me intrigued when you combine like powers, abilities, wars, armors, good art, and all that stuff. So intrigued to play this one. That's Battalion, War of the Ancients.
Alex, I have like 4 games left.
I can pass you more.
No. I don't need more. Everything else is... Guys, we're about to get into the fun stuff.
Get into the fun stuff.
Well...
Wait, the board games aren't the fun stuff?
Everything is the fun stuff. Here we have Pack the Essentials. So, Pack the Essentials is going to be a polyomino game where you are packing for your trip and you need to make sure to pack your cats because your cats are the most important. So it's all about fitting your different cats with you on your trip. And yeah. We have not yet played, but this is one that I'm very, very excited to play. It was one that I wanted to play almost immediately after seeing what the cover of it looked like.
It's Wise Wizard's kids line, Wacky Wizard Games, but basically it's going to have you trying to score for sets of colors that are adjacent to each other, as well as the various cats, and as well as points going for like fulfilling various goals that will be in play. So kind of standard draft polyominoes, place them down, but meant to be very kid-friendly and accessible.
I love polyomino games. I was thinking a lot recently about just like the different types of games that I've been playing. And I really want to play more polyomino games.
Well, we've Isle Cat's Duel right over there. You can try that,
Can I send that?
You can send whatever you want this way.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, speaking of polyomino games, we have Nassau, which is not a polyomino game. But Nassau over here is from Stefan Feld, and Stefan Feld has probably made a game with polyominoes. Do we know if he's made a game with polyominoes?
I don't know.
Has Stefan Feld made a game with polyominoes? Because I'm beginning to wonder if he has. I don't know if he has. I feel like he must have. I don't know if Stefan Feld has made a game with polyominoes. Queen Games certainly has. They made Copenhagen. Either way, Nassau is a piratey game. Part of the Queen Games Essentials collection. This game is going to play out across 4 rounds. We're going to be doing a kind of shared movement thing here. We're going to move a grouping of pirates, which determines where the next person can move, because they can only chain from where you left off, as you try to get various things before wandering over to the sea zone to be able to start going wandering and fighting and doing all those things across 4 rounds of play. It seems a little bit more Ameritrash than a standard Stefan Feld game. Kind of reminded me a bit of the Oracle of Delphi. I got a little bit of a demo, starting round or whatnot at PAX Unplugged, so I got to play a round of this, but not the full game. But I am excited to play this because I have yet to meet a Stefan Feld game that I have not enjoyed. I usually either enjoy them a lot or a little, but I definitely enjoy them.
I'm quite excited. Honestly, I don't think we've quite yet said it this video, but maybe after this.
After this.
Guys, if I look like I'm gonna cry, it's because I'm about to
She's
sneeze.
very emotional.
No, I just have a sneeze.
The gifts, the thingies.
The may or may not
There's so many
execute.
fun things. It's enough to make a grown man cry. Or a grown woman in this case.
Speaking of scary things, trick and treat.
Whoa!
So Jenna from the Board Game Garden, Jenna and I found this little shop that had a bunch of like small box games like this, and we both bought this same exact game because it caught my eye because it's Halloween, it was a ghost, I love trick-taking games, and it's cooperative and competitive. Not at the same time, it just has different ways to play it. But yeah, so this is just a little trick-taking game that I don't know how to play, but I am very intrigued by.
I know nothing.
Little cutie.
I know nothing. We have, speaking of small games, let's do another small game. We have Oasis. I know nothing about this game. Literally nothing. I know that it says Desperate Oasis, tactical card game for 2 players. I now know that's for 2 players. I didn't know it's for 2 players before. Don't know much about this one. This is actually coming to you from Allison and Daniel from Play the Game HQ. They're not, to be clear, they're not the designers of this, but they're helping to, like, I guess, spread awareness. So they handed this, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know much about it, but it teaches in a few minutes. It's an easy teach. It's a 15-minute play game, and it's going to be playable for 2 players. So I will play it, but I know nothing about it except for all the things I just told you.
There you go. Next up is another game from The Op, and this is Blank Slate Challenge. So Blank Slate is already a game where you are getting points for filling in things either like...
Should we do it? Should we show them?
Sure.
We have to pick
well,
something
we can show on the back,
We
maybe.
can't dance because it shows us dance. So we have to pick something
Sure,
else.
but we can
Anything
at least...
else.
This is like a visual to explain what we're doing. So you can see that it's dance blank, and then people are answering different things. So how about we say...
We're going to do blank dice.
Okay.
Okay? Blank dice. Got it? But I don't have mine yet. Ready?
I have mine.
I have 1. Blank dice. Okay, I feel like 1 might be chosen, but the other one probably not.
Okay.
Okay, ready for the first one?
Yep.
My first one is roll.
Lucky.
Oh, we're not going to line up at all. My second one was expensive.
My second one was roll, though.
Okay. So, the way that's going to line up is because the first one, if you match on the first one, you each get 3 points. If you match on the first to the second one, then you get 3 plus 1, because it's always 3 and then 1. So, you basically get points for what you matched, which means that you're trying to think of the most likely things you're going to match. So, again, in our case, we got 3 and 1. Had we done roll and roll together, it would have been 6 and 6. And then if you match on both, it's going to be 3 and 1 and 3 and 1, but you get a bonus 2 points if you match everything for a total of 10. So, you can basically get either 4, 6, 2, 8. You can't get 8. If you got 8, you got all 10.
Right.
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, or 10 points. That's what you can get per round, depending how well you matched. Do that across 10 rounds and see which team scored the most.
And to be clear, Alex is talking about how to play this version, not the regular version, and that's with 4 players. I guess you can play it 2 or 4, but the 2-player, I'm unsure exactly how that works.
For morale points.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyways, over on here, we got another one that I'm very excited about. This is Star Realms Rise of an Empire. I had a chance to play this during the prototype phase. I thought it was an excellent legacy version of Star Realms. Also, my son has been playing a lot of Star Realms with me. He really enjoyed Star Realms Academy from, in fact, I probably owe you a review on this. I haven't reviewed it yet. But Star Realms Academy I'm going to be reviewing at some point because my son has really enjoyed it. But it was a great intro to actually playing full Star Realms with him, which we've now played cooperatively and competitively. And now we're going to be playing Star Realms Rise of an Empire, which is going to be a competitive legacy game in the Star Realms universe as you build and craft your cards and all those fun things. And I like legacy games. My son's enjoying Star Realms, so he's going to have a lot of fun playing this because I want to play it.
That is really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to play it.
All right. Now we're going to move on to some stuff.
Until now, it's been not stuff.
Until now, it's been games.
It's been a mix.
You might have noticed that I'm in this, and this is one of the PAX merch sweatshirts. So this is one of the things that they were made this year, which, oh my goodness, they put a planchette on it, and I was very excited.
For those who don't know, a planchette would be the thing from...
For a Ouija board.
Ouija boards.
Alright, so first, from Smirk and Dagger, I got the Boop, the Halls, Christmas ornament. So this is like a nice little porcelain ornament, and I got this for my Christmas tree.
I actually need to review Boop the Halls. I've reviewed the original Boop. I have Boop the Halls. Have not reviewed it yet.
I'm going to
continue.
continue.
It's currently on the shelf over there.
While you grab your next game, I'm going to do the next thing because it's
What if
also
I'm already
small.
fast?
So this is from Stacy Aberdell. She gave me this little dragon. Ooh! He landed on his feet like a cat, honestly. But yeah. So she also gave me this at our meetup. There was a Camp Co-op meetup, like there usually is, and I got this little guy.
I brought back Cascadia Junior. Now there are going to be some other more gamer-focused groups, but
I'm excited
I got a
for
bunch
this.
of younger focused games over here. Cascadia Junior came back with this one. Don't know the official release date on it, but I got a content creator copy over here. It's basically going to be Cascadia, but a bit more accessible. So there's going to be the various animals over here. You're trying to create the patterns and then put them into your little region. You're trying to create your own little panorama board. This has no actual gameplay significance other than putting them in there. But honestly, the rules kind of give me a vibe of half Cascadia, half Calico in terms of what it's doing. So you're getting lots of points for like sets of the same animal together. But ultimately, it did look cute, and I'll happily try it. I don't know if I need it because I think Cascadia is simple enough that I think this is probably great for younger kids. Like my 5-year-old might enjoy it, but I think older than that, you can just play Cascadia. But yeah, I'll let you know once I try it.
Next up, this dish that I got. You guys, I saw it last year. I didn't get it in time before they sold out. So this year, I had to do it immediately. So it's just like this little dragon dish. I'm going to put like little bits of jewelry and stuff in it. So it's just really pretty. It has like the gold leafing. I don't remember the name of
Something
the place.
ceramic.
It is
Hug
something
ceramic?
ceramics.
Hug
It does
ceramic?
look like Hug Ceramics. You're correct. It has their little dragon on the back. So yeah. It was just really cute, and I liked it.
Over here, I have another kids game. This is Dodo from Cosmos. Dodo is a game about, well, I'm not entirely sure. It's a game about challenges. You're going to have these various challenges over here, but you're trying to save the wibbly-wobbly egg. You see, this egg's going to be moving down the mountain. You're like, don't balls fall very quickly. Not in this case. This one moves very, very slowly at an unpredictable pace, so it's kind of wobbling around the mountain over here as you try to, well, save the egg. Work together, roll the dice, collect materials, build bridges, try to stay ahead of things, and survive in this, I believe, cooperative. 99% sure it's cooperative. I think it's cooperative. Does it say cooperative?
It is pretty crazy
pretty sure
how
it's cooperative.
slowly the thing moves around. I don't think it is.
It's a cooperative game. It says cooperative.
Okay,
There
it
is.
is.
Yeah. But you are, it's a very cute little gimmick. It's a gimmick is what it is. The egg is very fun as you're like, why is this egg moving so slowly?
It moves so weird.
And then past that, it's a little fun little kids game of doing things together to save the egg.
Alright, I'm going to do a few pins up close really quickly. So, I did bump into someone, and it's the person that's usually at PAX, and I'm so sorry I don't know your name off the top of my head, but they usually have the jacket with all of the pins all over it. And he stopped and said hi to me when I was in line for something and gave me this Pokemon pin. So this is like one of the Penny Arcade pins that are like limited edition. So there's a little Pokemon one. And then also moving on, I found this amazing Bigfoot pin, which is just perfect, and I needed it. I really, really needed it. And then also, there was a booth that had a bunch of beautiful pins, and then they had these sets that have slight imperfections, and because of that, they were half price. Or, I shouldn't be quoted saying that. They were $18 for these. So I got this one, as well as this one, because they were just so cute. I needed them. So, there you go. Those are all of the pins that I brought home with me, but I think I am most excited about that Bigfoot one.
I have Karak.
Alex, no, but for real, isn't the Bigfoot one?
Yes.
Yes.
It's on point.
I saw it. Look
Honestly,
how big it is.
I think the other two are so much more my vibe.
Look at that. He has a little fish.
I think it's adorable. If you're into Bigfoot, I'm not a what's the word? Cryptid thing.
Cool. What's the word? Cool.
We have Karak 2 over here. Karak 2 is going to be the follow-up to Karak, a family-friendly dungeon crawler that my kids love. So I'm excited to play Karak 2. This one's going to be a little different, giving you a few more things going on, giving you hexagonal tiles instead of the more traditional dungeon crawler. I don't know how to play it yet, but Mike, it looks like it's carrying enough of the same DNA over from Karak if you play that. So I'm going to go ahead and gather my forces and take a stand against evil, as the back of the box says. Additionally, I have over here, I have another one that I don't know a lot about. Let me go out of order. Let me do this one over here.
Uh-oh.
We have Medieval. Medieval is coming to you from Albi. Albi is a publisher. They actually had Tea Garden was probably their main game at the show, but that one actually sold out day one, basically, so it's all gone. Medieval is a slightly older game. Assemble a squad, become a famous mercenary warlord. I don't know a ton about the game. I do know you're trying to gather cards over here, so you're increasing and improving your tableau, and I generally appreciate any game with a good tableau. This seemed like it has a lot of fun, like getting stronger as you play. Playable in around an hour or so, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 60 minutes over here. So I'm intrigued to dive into it, primarily because of the tableau, but I don't know a lot more about it. Your turn.
Okay. I have this beautiful art print that is like foiled. I don't know if, yeah, you can tell. You can so tell. How beautiful is that? You might recognize this art. Again, it's Manny Tremblay. But this is Merlin. Why is this Merlin?
Nope.
This is Merlin.
Nope. Oh, that's Merlin. This is Merlin, yes.
This is Merlin. Because there's a new game coming out called Excalibur. And it's a deduction game where you have these different tiles that...
Deduction-ish.
It's deduction of what's left out in the board and things like that, and the numbers. There's all these different rolls that are different tiles, and you're using them to basically last throughout the game and be the player with Excalibur at the end, as long as you don't have the cursed blade. But this is one of like the prints that they made just to, just for Excalibur.
Has fun little love letter vibes, quick playing,
beautiful.
easy to teach, lots of great art, of course, because Manny Tremblay. Over here, I have HiFi. HiFi with some Smirk and Dagger. This PAX is not when it was, I think it was a Gen Con release, if I'm not mistaken.
I've been interested in this one.
Do you know what it looks like?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, I'm going to show them what it looks like, because I think that what it looks like is part of the charm of this. I don't know how to play it yet. I'll find out that part out later. But I do know that as you assemble it, you're basically going to get a little record player that's on the table. So you can have, your little record player over here. And, this got a little joot. This will actually turn if I did the thing properly, but I haven't actually assembled it yet. But this rotates. You have your little dial. That's actually part of the gameplay mechanism over here. So the action selection over there. So even just that alone has me interested. The Rolling Stone rulebook. It's the ruling book. It's like adorable. It's got good vibes overall. This is came out at the same time as Rock Hard. That would obviously be a little bit more gamer focused. This one's a bit more I don't want to say gateway. It's not gateway, but it's more accessible. It's a lighter weight game as opposed to the more medium or heavyweight game that Rock Hard is. There's also a dice tutorial in case you want to dive in there. But that's HiFi. Don't know much about it past that, but I do plan on diving into it. Looks cool. We'll see what happens as I actually play it.
Next, I have some t-shirts. These are from Jenna from Tabletop. So she has her own little web store, and there's a bunch of
Jenna, not Jenna the Board Game Garden.
Not that
would
Jenna,
be a reasonable
other
assumption.
Jenna.
They don't know other Jenna.
Okay,
well. A Jenna. We're just we're talking as if you should know. A Jenna.
She has an online shop where she sells a bunch of clothes and stickers and things like that. And I got some of the shirts. So I gotta make sure I do this correctly because the front and then the back are important. So the front of this one says, "The game I was asked to bring." And the back is the game I brought.
I do like this shirt.
I really like this one. And then the other one is my brain. It's just my brain. My brain when it's my turn. So, I just got some cute shirts.
Over here, I have another game from Albi over here. This is Atoll over here. Atoll is going to be you're going to be laying out cards over here, trying to basically score points. I don't know a ton more about it, but it's going to be one of those games where a bunch of adjacencies matter and how you draw cards and how it all works together to build your little ecosystem. So, engine building, resource management, and putting cards together the right way. So that, again, has me intrigued. So we'll try Atoll at some point.
So, as some of you may know, I really enjoy Vagrantsong. And despite not being able to play it as much as I would like to, I still get more things for it. So I recently got the playmat, which is the board that you play on. It's the one thing I'm opening. But this is the playmat that you play on. Sorry, it's usually a board, but now it's a playmat. And then I also got, they had a matching little dice tray to go with it that has the little ghost from Vagrantsong. So I'm hoping that this is just going to encourage me to play it even more.
It is a cute ghost.
I know. That's the thing, is this, no matter what, I'll use. And honestly, even the board...
What material is this? This is different.
It's like neoprene.
It's a little
It's thick.
Yeah.
It's like double-sided neoprene.
Yeah, it's very,
Try,
very
you
chunky.
can snap it. No, you're fine. You totally
The way
can
you
if
said
want
that was
to.
not... No, it's okay.
It's
I'm
fine.
gonna go to my next game.
But yeah, even this, I'm thinking I might leave it out on my table as a playmat to encourage me to play it more.
Go for it.
That'll work, for sure.
Well, we have an interesting one called Word Traveler. This is interesting to me because everything I see from the back of the box makes me think it's coming from Office Dog, who are actually responsible for that Lord of the Rings trick-taking game that we couldn't get our hands on. They also have a game coming out called Crafting the Cosmos, which looks very intriguing. Very excited to play that. But Word Traveler is kind of reminiscent of... Oh my gosh, what's the new game?
Very bouncy.
That's what I'm saying. There's a game from...
Pigeons?
No. Why would you say pigeons?
Because there's a pigeon.
There's a game from the people who do Sagrada. Floodgate.
Yes.
They had that more recent exploratory game where you're exploring based on a combination of words. I totally don't remember the name.
Yes.
But that one.
I agree.
That one, yes, exactly. So I don't know a lot about
it's
that.
It's like hexagonal, where different words will lead you to other words.
This has a grid, and then you have cards that seem to be connecting, like Ancient Peaceful is going to connect you to, you know, the Torii Gate. Or alternatively, maybe it's to the Lady. So, like, you're trying to combine words to direct people to somewhere on the map. So I don't yet know if this will or won't work for me, because I like the concept of that other game, but I didn't like the execution of it. So I'm curious whether this will be, you know, another good concept, or alternatively, a good execution.
Next up, I have some things that I got from Dispel Dice. So, where I did not get myself some dice, I did get some things. And they have this gelatinous ooze cube sweatshirt. So I got myself a crew neck. If something is in a crew neck, I tend to get it. So I got that because winter's coming and I really like it. But I also got tempted by this amazing bag. So it is like a dice crossbody bag, but I'm just going to use it for conventions for like anything. And I just absolutely love it. All of these little details are embroidered. I'm going to go up close. They're all embroidered in, so they're just really, really... I was just so impressed when I saw it in person. If you've seen this online and you've been like unsure what you thought it would be like, I'm thoroughly impressed with how nice this is. I like it a lot.
Now, so another big box game I have over here is going to be Kathmandu, also for the Stefan Feld collection. This one seems to be a little on the lighter side. Not too light, but lighter side from his games. But the basic idea is you're going to create a map of tiles over here. So kind of give me vibes of a Quest for El Dorado and Creature Caravans, the combination of those two games. So elements of both, because it's a racing game, but not fully a racing game. You don't have to win, but it's worth points. But you create this map over here, and then you're going to be rolling dice and using those dice to decide where to move, and depending on which terrains you're going to land on, is going to give you the opportunity to get a whole bunch of different bonuses. So you're trying to manage like an open market here, your own individual tiles. You're basically trying to manage 17 different things as you try to figure out the right pattern of how to assign your dice and move across the board in a way that's not totally a race, but has race elements. Seemed interesting. Very much like Stefan Feld, there's a million things to consider. And tried to play this one because I think it's easy to table.
I tried to unwrap this out of bubble wrap so quietly, and
you did great. You did great. It was amazing.
This is just a cup I got from Asmodee. I just really liked it. So this is just like one of the little things that you get sometimes. But I just thought it was really, really nice. So I just wanted to show that. And then also, I missed one of my pins, which was the Lorcana pin. So this one is Mickey.
No, pull out the bag. It's going to be hard to see in the bag.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, fine.
It's going to be hard
Here,
to see
do you
in the bag.
want to try to show it up?
Sure.
My hands, I think, are a little shaky. And that's fights with the camera. But it is really, really pretty. It's Mickey.
There
in
we
his,
go.
what,
Whoa,
scout?
Yeah.
Whatever they call it.
I don't know. Is that the Scout? This is
Whatever
the Gen Con
it is.
promo from the first year.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Over here, I have Dada. Dada. It's a game from the off about creating your own language. You're going to be trying to put together and create a language and use that as a structure for a party game. It's all nonsense until it makes sense, which is what the back of the box says. I'm intrigued. Like I said before, party games, some things can be like, again, things like Blah Party hit you out of left field and just in crazy games, which is why I always try party games to find that next one that really works for me, because I do have some really awesome party games in my collection.
That is really intriguing.
Next up for you.
Okay, I have something a little bit silly, as if my past few things haven't been. Polymorph, who I got stuff from last year. It's PAW, Polymorph. They do dog toys. So this is actually a dog toy. It's a barred loot. And little Miss Mifa has already chewed off one of the little edges.
How dare
So,
she?
I know, but she loves it. She's playing so much music. And they actually said on the inside, if she does break it open into it, there's little music notes on the inside that are like additional small toys. So I usually get Mifa a toy because I like her like walking around with it. It looks like she's a little bard. So yeah.
I think a toy that breaks open to reveal other toys is like the definition of planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
You want to take these games and put them off to your side over here?
Some dogs get toys just to break them open, like that's the point.
I do have a non-board game. I was wrong, everyone. I lied. I have this, which is non-board game. Non-board game over here is Minos. Minos is a board game. This is an insert. It's a full disc-based insert for Minos. So Minos is a game from Stan Kadansky and Board and Dice. And full disc-based had an insert for it, and I like the full disc-based inserts. So I'm going to go ahead and use this for Minos, which granted I don't even know if I like yet, but I'm very sure I will. I might be wrong, but the specific elements in Minos that make me certain that's a game that I think I will like.
Well, at Essen this year, which I did not get to attend, CGE put out these sweatshirts. Now, I think they put out a couple things, like maybe t-shirts and sweatshirts, but they put out sweatshirts that say hoodie in the Codenames thing, and I just thought that was so funny. I think they need an entire Codenames line of like tote bag that says tote bag, lunchbox that says lunchbox, phone case, everything. I think it needs to be.
Have you told them this?
Yeah, they kind of laughed. They were laughing really hard at me, and they're like, "We can only do so much." So they're because they're gonna see how these are going, and I think I might be the only person that's as tickled by the idea, but. So they gave me one of these sweatshirts because I loved it so much that during SN I was like, please, please. And yeah, they brought one over for me.
Over here I have a game that is, I have to remember the name of this. I want to say it's Cat, Goat, Cheese, Cucumber. And if you're like, that seems like a weird name, this is actually the deluxe version from Fight in the Box Games. The basic idea is you can play as one of 4 roles: cat, goat, cheese, or cucumber. All have different ways to win as you play this tile laying game. Look, we got a cat over there.
Aww.
Tila Chusova and the Sovereign of Tea and all these various tokens over here that all have their own little different aspects of how they win. This is from Fight in the Box.
This is the Sovereign of Tea.
Sovereign of, oh, that's funny. Sovereignty. That's cute. But yeah, I haven't played this one yet. I actually did read the rules for this one because the original cat, goat, cheese, goat, cheese,
Goat, cheese, cucumber.
Thank you. That's the one. Not to be confused with the also named Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza.
Alright. Next up is probably the heaviest thing I'm going to have to pick up. For sure, because it's my last board game. Ugh. But it is SETI. So, SETI is one from CGE that I have been playing for like over a year now.
Playing?
Or at least demoing, seeing in front of
okay.
me, seeing the word. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say playing, but at least like talking about seeing and had explained to me that, yeah, finally, I'm going to be able to play it, but this is one that's all about space exploration. But the thing that's interesting about it is that they wanted to make it like super realistic. I don't know if you know this aspect, Alex, but a lot of like all the things that you're doing is like scientifically based. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
There's alien races.
No, I don't think so.
I believe there are.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. If I'm not mistaken, at a point 2 points in the game, you'll discover 2 new alien races that affect and change how the game develops.
Are they races though, or are they? We shall see. We shall see. No, I'm
I
not
believe
sure.
you literally find search for launch probe missions along the way. Make use. It doesn't say on the back of the box, but
Yeah, it says extraterrestrial life. I think you find like algae and things like that. I don't think you find like aliens.
that's alien races.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I don't actually know. I just know.
Sure.
I know someone
Sure.
said something about it.
I love how I'm like immediately. I'm like, okay, I take it back. I'm not sure what it's about.
Yeah. On my end, I'm gonna have 4 small boxes. So 4 small ones over here from Button Shy. We have the Royal Limited over here. We have a nice Cuppa, Walking Dead, and Skulls of Southwark expansion collection, which I'm so excited
Ooh,
about.
I didn't see that one.
Yes, they did not have this out in the displays they had up. They had Skulls of Southwark over here. This is more expansions to Skulls of Southwark. One of my favorite, not one of my favorite Button Shy game. So we now have archers and other things to add to your Skulls of Southwark if you like that. The Royal Limited is going to be from the Scott Alms solo line. I don't know much about it. I know you're running a train and you have passengers and you're trying to some way be efficient. I generally like these, so I want to try this one and see. We have this one I know the least about, the Walking Dead Surrounded. This is a solo or cooperative game where you're literally going to be surrounded. It's very abstracted tower defense, seemingly. And then lastly, we have a nice Cuppa. This is the one that I'm probably the second most excited about after Skulls of Zedlik. This is another solo game, all about making a nice, fun little cup of tea. So that has all the vibes. Like, this looks like the Lo-Fi Girl.
It really does.
That's the Lo-Fi Girl.
Yeah.
If you don't know who the Lo-Fi Girl is, you can check out Lo-Fi Girl.
You need to play that with the Lo-Fi one.
Oh, that's such a good
And
idea.
a cup of tea.
That's okay. We were almost there.
Jenna's going to be doing it.
Coffee. Jenna's going to do it. Jenna, you know.
From the Board Game Garden.
I have
Alright.
one more. You can
Oh,
go.
well,
You go.
I have 2 more.
Great. So go ahead and do yours, and then you can end off.
Wow. All right. This is something that is like slightly educational. But for those of you that go to PAX, something that they started doing this year.
Educational.
Unsure.
No,
if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Something that they started doing this year is that on the Sunday they did something called TJ Pax instead of TJ Maxx. And basically it was all of their old stuff. So all of their old merch that was from past years, they had anything that was left and put it all out like market style, and you walked around and grabbed anything that you wanted. I got a couple things. I only grabbed 2 things to show you just to give you an example of the things that you can find there. But, for example, this sweatshirt that I bought I think was $50, and this was from this year, so it was this year's merch that I got. The sweatshirt I'm about to show you I think was from last year. That's when they started doing the chaotic, Chaotic Nice, Lawful Naughty. This was $16.66. Now, because I got 6 things, I got 30% off, and don't think I'm crazy, I got stuff with my best friend, so she got stuff too. But, like, this ended up being way cheaper, so if you're someone who wants merch, but you don't want specifically the merch of that year, maybe wait until the Sunday if they're doing this again, because then you can scoop up some stuff. But also, I got these sweatpants from last year, which I really wanted, and now I have them. And they're super soft and comfortable, and I'm very, very happy.
Super soft.
So, especially, like, if you don't want to wait in line for things, and you're like, maybe I can grab them in the thing next year, it worked out pretty well. They had even, like, the jackets, the scarves, all of that. Yeah. I enjoyed myself.
The last one I'm excited about over here is Kinfire Chronicles Night's Fall. This is the big box campaign game from, from Incredible Dream. This is supposed to be an accessible campaign game that is easy to set up, easy to table, easy to store as you go from mission to mission. It is a big chunky box over here, and I am excited to dive into and play it, although it does have to wait for after Iridia. Iridia is going to be first. We actually started it yesterday, so Iridia has to happen first, and then honestly, there's other games. There's games, but this will be in the list. This will most, hopefully. Anyways, that is my last one over here. Kinfire Chronicles.
They'll be played, sure. Last but not least, probably my favorite thing that I brought home from the convention. I saw him the first day, I thought about it, and for those of you before I show you this, 2 of my favorite Pokemon are Donphan and Terrakion, so just keep that in mind. I got this dragon that is like a alligator crocodile dragon that is the most perfect colors you could make a dragon. Do you know Terrakion or Donphan?
No.
Okay, well they look like it's like the similar color scheme. It's just so, I love him. So now I think I'm gonna put him permanently like on the back of my couch so that he's just always in my living room.
Yeah. And that is your Pax Unplugged haul. That's all the stuff we came back from Pax Unplugged. Less games in Gen Con, which is good, because as much as these games are very fun and I want to dive into them, they're also a homework assignment until I get through enough of them to feel like a little bit that stress is off my back. So they're exciting. This hobby is hard. It's a lot of games to keep up with on a regular basis, but also a lot of games I want to get on a regular basis.
I'm such a proud mom. Now that he's out, I'm like, guys, look, it's just so cool.
Yeah, that too. Anyways, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
And have a good one.
Bye.